Morning, this is Thursday, May 14th. Today we are going to work with values and see how the different pen strokes will actually add value to your picture. Now, some of you have taken Linda Heller's clayboard etching class, and it is very similar to using a pen and ink, but just kind of backwards because you're actually scraping off the black background. And so this is one of hers that she did with a lot of little strokes and then added colors. So working with pen and ink is very similar to this, just kind of a reversal. Now, some of you already commented yesterday about how short my hair was. I thought I'd explain. I finally got into my barber, and remember like earlier I told you that Rich and I cut each other's hair? Well, I went and I said, I just want you to even it up. And he said, ooh, if I even it up, your hair is going to be really short. And I said, well, that's okay, it'll grow out. And then he asked me when my husband was coming in to get his hair cut. And I said, well, I cut his hair and he's got to wait a little bit for it to grow before you can have any hair to cut, because I got it a little short. So anyway, let's get started. All right, today we're going to work on values. Values deepened by layering the sets of pen strokes, and we're going to explore the line direction variation as well as contrast of texture and values. And we're working out of the book Creating Textures in Pen and Ink with Watercolor by Claudia Nice. So the pages we're going to start out with are values. Just like when we did the colors, as far as when you have, we went from light to dark. Value is the degree of lightness and darkness. So you can have value in color, and you can have value in black and white. So when it's the lightest value, of course, and the darker value. So that value is what adds contrast to your paintings and your watercolors by having the darks and light. You can do all those different techniques in developing contrast and definition by a lot of combination of things. So you can combine the lines together to have the contrast. You can change the different kinds of texture. So like we have wavy lines here with some parallel lines across the top of it. You can have the crisscross and the wavy. There's really no rules to it. It's like you use the technique that works for whatever project that you're working on. This one was done with the dots. Then we have kind of some cross-hatching with some of the things in the background, and you can see quite a variation of what you can do with the pen and inks. And then you can add color on top of pen and inks, or you can just have your values also with color. All right, so values is the lightness and darkness. So you can start off with just like lines that are far apart. And then you can gradually add the lines a little closer together. And then continue to add them closer together. To where at the end you have them really close together. And you can see how you can go from light to dark with the different techniques. So if I'm doing the crisscross, I can just have a few crisscrosses at the top. And it'll get more, the more crisscrosses you put on top will get darker. Or if you're doing scribbling, you'd have just a few scribbles at the front. And then you just add more and more scribbles and it'll get darker to lighter. So again, you have lighter value and then you have a darker value. All right, so say we want to make this more look like a pencil. We can have contour lines. So our contour lines, we want to go along and make it look round. So we're going to make our contours whatever shape that we want it to kind of get the idea of the shape that we're trying to make. Okay, I think you guys are getting the idea. So how do you use that in a picture? So if you're doing, say, like let's do a flower, the first thing you're going to do is use your pencil and create kind of your boundaries for what you want to do. And then you're going to start putting in the lines, and then you just decide what techniques that you want to use. And so on this flower, I'm going to try to use all 5 of the techniques that we started working with today. Have a happy Thursday. Don't forget to wash your hands. Bye-bye for now.